You've let a little steroid man come up from middleweight and set about you and take all your belts. But he's going to have to take a real British Lancaster bomber like me to go and relieve the useless little steadhead of the belts and get him back to Britain. You useless dossers. Honestly, bring them to me. The Gypsy King, bring them to me. And I'll put them in the place. I'll relieve them of the belts again.
What's good, family? Smash the like button, subscribe and lick off the bell so we got some more breaking news right now. Your man's Tyson Fury has found himself in the middle of a huge raving controversy with the Ukrainian mafiosi dons, the mayoral mafiosi donnies, the Klitschkos. Now, at the start of this video I played the clip where Tyson Fury made some allegations against the middleweight Usyk, saying that middleweight Usyk was full of juices, and that's how he was able to compete at heavyweight. Now obviously Tyson Fury didn't actually provide any evidence or proof for that, and tutus, your man the Klitschkos have come through and responded. He said, at Tyson Fury, you live in a glass house and someone needs to take away your stones. It wasn't long ago. Sorry, let me start again. That's completely wrong. Let me start again. So this is Klitschko's comments. Very nice. You live in glass house. I like. Your wife's nice. I like. And someone needs to take away. No, on a serious note, let's start again. Let's get serious. No doubt. Yeah? So Klitschko came through, yeah, and he said, at Tyson Fury, then I like your wife nice. No, serious. No, serious note now. Get serious, yeah? Klitschko came through at Tyson Fury. You live in a very, very nice glass house. Yeah? Sorry, you live in a glass house and someone needs to take away your stones. It wasn't long ago before our fight where you actually tested positive. Wow! Anyone can Google it. Keep it classy. Hashtag Usyk champion. Hashtag Ukraine. Hashtag mayoral mafiosi. Hashtag hypocrite. Damn. And he's actually tagged a boxing scene article. This is mad. This is mad. This is super duper mad. He's tagged an article as well that exposes Tyson Fury with the whole Martin Carefoot situation. Now Martin Carefoot, hashtag boar meat. Back in, I think, what year was it? 2014, 2015, Tyson Fury had some issues, allegedly, and ended up getting cleared up because he alleged, I think it was the nandrolone scandal. And that's actually one of the reasons he retired, apparently. It wasn't nothing to do with... Apparently, the whole mental health thing has been a bit of a shtick. The real cover was because he had a ban from UKAD. He wasn't allowed to compete. He wasn't allowed to do the rematch with Klitschko because he popped. Yeah? So who knows? As some people say, well, the reason he so-called retired and put the belts in the bin was because he was Juicy Lucy. Yeah? And they'd been banned, so he kind of waited it out. That's what some people allege. And that's what Klitschko's saying here. Klitschko's saying, it wasn't long ago, before our fight, before the rematch, when you actually tested positive. Anyone can Google it. That was the nandrolone scandal, like I said. And Tyson Fury was locked up in court for a long while. Now, I rate Klitschko, to be fair. Whilst in my last video, you man know me. People who know me. I judge things on a case-by-case basis. Now, when Tyson Fury aired out Usyk, I was fully behind that. I am fully behind that. But that said, I'm not a Tyson Fury shill. So, I rate and respect Klitschko coming out and putting this on the line. Because not enough people expose the truth. I'd like other things to be exposed. For example, in the past, Tyson Fury said he was giving his whole purse to charity. That went quiet. No one's really said much since. Me, I like the truth, bottom line. Yeah? So, Klitschko coming in, putting his foot in, I like it. How about that? It stirs the waters. It brings some more drama in. I love drama. And what Klitschko is saying here is not lying, is he? And as much as it's true. If you don't throw stones if you live in a glass house, but then again, Tyson Fury must know the house he lives in. And maybe this shows, well not shows, but I'm not saying Tyson Fury is playing 3D chess here, but still, surely Tyson Fury knows the situation he's in. He knows if he's guilty or not. So why would Tyson Fury make accusations against Usyk if he didn't feel he was fully in the clear? But then again, we know the human condition. We know people's egos can get way too big. And maybe Tyson Fury thought that, you know what I mean? Maybe that massive ego just thought, well, they won't remember that. Because to be fair, even myself, I kind of half forget about, you know, things move on. People don't stay locked into the past, but so it would kind of be forgivable for Tyson Fury himself to have forgotten. Because really, when you think about it, back then, back in 2015, Tyson Fury was nowhere near as prominent as he is now. It was really only, I'll bet you any money here, more than half of Tyson Fury fans never even knew about the UCAD ban. Never even knew about Nandrolone, for example. And that shows you. And I remember back in 2015, it really was only, I mean, boxing isn't, well, it's pretty big actually, but still, back in 2015, Tyson Fury wasn't who he is now. Like, if it happened now, the UCAD thing, it'd be huge. And there have been some allegations that apparently the MTK Mafia, you know what I'm saying? The MTK Mafia apparently did reach out. And in fact, I was planning on doing a video about that, but essentially, I'll give you a summary. Essentially, the man, Tyson Fury, was able to get off of this Nandrolone charge by saying he ate boar meat. And how he supported these claims was he wheeled in a shill called Martin Carefoot. And he was some big boar butcher. And he said, yeah, he came through and bought my tainted boar meat. But it ended up, months after this was claimed, Carefoot came out and said, I'd been got to. He told the court that I'd been touched. Yeah, the MTK Mafia came and touched me. And they paid me 25 grand. And told me if I like my kneecaps. Yeah, they said, damn, you got a nice pair of kneecaps there, boss man. For a 60-year-old man, your kneecaps are mighty fine looking. Yeah, so obviously Carefoot took the hint and thought, yeah, you're right. I do kind of like the way my kneecaps are working right now. Yeah, I'm fixing for them to carry on working just like they are now. So Carefoot accepted the bribe. But then he reached out to Scotland Yard and asked for some sort of protection, and that's when it came out. It came out he'd been touched, but unfortunately the Scotland Yard protection was lacking, and next thing you know, Martin Carefoot actually retracts the statement that he was bribed. And you can fill in the gaps what happened there. Yeah? Obviously, the MTK mafiosi dons went straight over there and he got touched again, and that was it. And he hasn't said anything since. So Martin Carefoot's line is that he made it up. In fact, yeah, he ended up saying that he lied. He made up the bribe. But I'm sorry, but it don't make no sense. Why would you make up a bribe for? Exactly, you wouldn't. He got touched. So obviously, hashtag pray for Martin Carefoot. Yeah, I'm not even sure if he's still with us, but if he is, yeah, Martin Carefoot, if your soul's out there, rest in peace, boss man. Yeah, you down bad. You got touched. Simple as that. Yeah, he got touched. But what can I say? Listen, you man know me. I love drama. I love beefs. But I like equal beefs and equal dramas. And this right now is an equally nice, you know what I'm saying? It's a nice little cooking beef thing going on right now. Yeah? And it's going to be interesting to see what happens between Fury and Klitschko. Will the Klit come back? Yeah? Or, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I wouldn't mind seeing the new Tyson Fury versus the Klit. Because who knows? We saw what Johnston did against Klitschko. And if I was Tyson Fury now, I'd say, listen, you old fart. How about that? I popped your cherry. And what are you going to do about it? But then again, Klitschko would probably argue, well, you ran off. Because ultimately, it was Tyson Fury who retired people. Klitschko pulled out initially. Klitschko said he was injured for the rematch. And then they rescheduled. And then Tyson Fury was injured. And then this whole UCAD thing happened. And that's why, people, Klitschko didn't get his rematch. And that's why I've told you for the longest time, whether you like it or not, the facts are Tyson Fury ducked the Klitschko rematch. Bottom line. Now, Tyson Fury didn't say, well, I've been banned, I've popped. He used the whole mental health and retirement shtick. Yeah? But whatever way you look at it, he ducked. So, the reason that's relevant is, it's not really Klitschko's obligation to come back now another 5 years later. Well, it's longer than that. 6.5 years later. It's not his obligation to come back 6.5 years later to handle the beef. But then again, as a young man, Tyson Fury probably thinking, well, what are you going to do, old man? Yeah? There's a saying. The old lion, the old clit gets licked. How about that? Yeah? Yeah? There's an old saying as well. You don't see no old lions in the jungle, because they get got. How about that? So, Tyson Fury could easily say now, listen, you old clit. If you don't want to get licked, I'd wind your old neck in. Otherwise, what are you going to do? What are you barking for? Unless you want some. Do you want some? Do you want it? Does the old clit want to get licked or not? That's what I'll be saying. Think about it. Even though I appreciate the hashtag facts from Klitschko, the point is, what are you going to do? Yeah? How about that? Are you going to do something? Or you not? If you ain't, wind that old beacon of yours. How about that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I'm all for facts, but in the jungle, that's what it comes down to. In the heavyweight jungle, it comes down to, what are you going to do? Yeah? Juice or no juice? Facts or no facts? Are you going to get your old ass in there or not? Yeah? And if anything, I've heard Tyson Fury's thinking that Klitschko better not come back, because guess what? Dillian White will be knocking his door down. Oh, Klitschko, what's that? What's that, Klitschko? You're 50 years old and you want to come back? You best believe Dillian White will be... he'll be knocking the door down. I guarantee you. I know Dillian White, yeah, is turned down 80-20 against Fury, but you best believe, yeah, Dillian White would take 90-10 to fight Klitschko. He loves an old man, doesn't he? Does Dillian White. Listen, Tyson Fury wouldn't be able to get a look in if Klitschko came back. Eddie Hearn and Dillian White would be all over it. Wouldn't they, though? You can just imagine. You know what Dillian's like. He loves an old man. Especially Eastern European. Yeah, if you're Eastern European and old as you like, Dillian White, number one, he wants to go in there with you. Number two, you'd probably knock him out, though, the first time. Do you know what I'm saying? No word of a lie. Klitschko would knock him out the first time, and then he'd fix up, and probably Dillian White would get his way. But do you know what I'm saying? So, realistically, it's not going to be possible for Tyson Fury to go in there with Klitschko now, because, like I said, Dillian White would be too much all the way over that. Fury wouldn't get a look in. Anyway, let's wheel this up now. Where will this play out? Are all the big media going to lock onto this? Because seriously, yeah, all jokes aside, that Martin Careford story, type it in on Google. Type in Martin Careford. It's not no joke, people. It's a serious business. And if the BBC and whatnot, I mean, the BBC did the whole documentary on El Kinahan, but really, they ignored the blatant skeletons. And the fact they didn't bring up Careford, who we know made statements in court, who then retracted them, that there has got hashtag touched all over it. Yeah? MTK Mafiosi touched Martin Careford so hard. I've never seen someone be touched so hard in my life. But yet the BBC conveniently ignored it. The BBC thing, yeah, it was skin deep, it was crap. There's a whole bunch of skeletons buried. There's a whole bunch of black skeletons buried. And I'm not talking about the one who knocked Tyson Fury or John Fury Sr. out, either. I'm talking about the real black skeletons that are buried. How about that? But Tyson Fury right now versus Wladimir Klitschko, it's all kicking off right now. And there's no doubt about that.